Well, let's clap it up for them. Definitely visit us on our website at www.dfwlyp.org, and you can find out more information about how to get involved in the movement here in Dallas-Fort Worth. You are attending one of our first breakout sessions for today called Purpose. And I would like to just share a quick quote with you as we begin this session, and it says, "The mystery of human existence lies not in just staying alive, but in finding something to live for," right? And with that, I will introduce our wonderful expert panelist. First, we have Miss Yolanda Harper. Miss Harper is a speaker, trainer, and an author who was recently selected to serve on the Fort Worth Task Force on Race and Culture and selected to chair the Health Committee. Let's give her a round of applause. We also have Mr. Fitz Mobilair. Fitz is a senior pastor at Gap Ministries and describes himself as a skilled communicator, able to maintain cultural sensitivity, establish rapport with members on diverse groups, and promote team cohesiveness. Let's give him a round of applause. And last but not least, we have Miss Ashley Ridgway Washington. She is also a member of our executive board for the DFW Urban League Young Professionals, and she is a motivated, self-directed human resource executive with extensive experience leading successful strategic human capital initiatives. All right, let's give her a round of applause. So before we enter our session, this is going to be more in the form of ready to invest in myself. Now that you know what you're saying, let's say it one more time with a lot more confidence. Say, I am ready to invest in myself. We'll receive our first presenter at this time.
Good morning. Good morning. All right, so I'm the first one. I used to run track, and I ran anchor leg on the 4x1 relay, but I got the breakout. I got the splash leg today. I'm coming out the blocks, and I got to make some ground on this curve, right? So good morning. My name is Yolanda Harper, and I don't believe I need a microphone. I'm also an outdoor fitness boot camp instructor, so I can get a little loud. Can you all hear me okay? All righty. Purpose. Purpose has been a buzzword for a few years now. We're trying to figure out what is it, how do we connect to it, how do we find it, but also how do we operate in it? How do we grab our purpose and operate at our highest potential? When we're looking at purpose, before I get started, I need y'all to talk to me really quick, okay? When I say purpose, what's the first thing come to your mind? This is where y'all talk back.
Why?
Say that again.
Why?
Why? Okay.
What am I here for?
What am I here for?
What's your word?
Intent.
What's your word? Okay,
Guiding
intent.
principle.
These are all great answers, and we're going to explore some of those. With the time that I have, I want to talk to you all about three things, okay? And I hope to give you all a different perspective on purpose and how do you find your purpose and how to operate in it. The first thing I'm going to talk about is your dip. Everybody say your dip.
Your dip.
Everybody say your dot.
Your dot.
And your destiny.
Your destiny.
Those are the three things I'm going to talk about. And before I get started, while we're talking about the dip, I need you all, I know they gave everybody notebooks. If you can turn to a page in your notebook, and I need you all to draw a very big V. A big V, capital, font size, 250, something big. But draw a nice big V on your paper. Now I need somebody to ask me, Miss Yolanda, what's the dip?
What's the deal?
I'm so glad you asked. The dip is called the dip theory. And on the top left side of that V is what we're going to call your plateau. And you all know in fitness, a plateau is when you're at a point where you're working out. You're not really losing, you're not really gaining, you're doing the same thing and nothing's really happening. In life, we can be at a plateau. We get up, go to work, come home, do what we usually do, and nothing's really happening. The plateau is that top left side. Now, if you take that point of the V, that's our dip, and we're going to spend a little bit of time there in the dip. The dip is, well, let me go here. In my direct deposit job, I have the opportunity to facilitate something we call purpose workshops. And they're 2 hours. They're designed to help you develop, deepen, discover, and connect with your why. And during that purpose workshop, they have a statement I think is very profound and on how to make pain pay. There's some pain, there's some reflection, there's a situation that happened in our lives, and that's the time when we're reflective on asking. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'll be 50 next month, but I still have tantrums every now and then. I have my little pity party, you know, they don't last as long, but I have my pity party and I have to snap out of it, like, wait a minute, I remember a prayer that I prayed and it has everything to do with this situation. So I want you to explore your dip. Now, on the other side of that dip, when you come up, that's the revelation. That's the revelation of your dip. That's the, oh, okay, I get it now. I see why that happened. I understand why I had to go through that. And I would be remiss if I didn't give you just a little bit of Bible. Talk about Joseph in the pit. Do we need to talk about Hannah, and she was barren and couldn't produce and she cried out? So at their lowest times, at their lowest moments, and we know Hannah birthed Samuel. So we already know that there are times that we're at our lowest points where we get the deepest reflection. So you say, Yolanda, what does this have to do with my purpose? It has everything. I want to use Steve Harvey and Tyler Perry as an example. They had to sleep in their cars. On their way to becoming who they had to become, they had to sleep in their cars. And that was just one of their dips. So, the dip. Do we all understand our dip? We were here, plateaued. Something happened, that time and need for reflection, introspection, reflection, also the strategy that we're going to use to come out better and not bitter. So that's our dip. Now let's talk about our dot. Because life is so cyclical. It goes in cycles. We know that we're going to have more than one dip. So now what I need you to do is connect those dots to your dips. Because when you start looking at the process and the things that you're going through and the experiences that only you have had to experience. Everybody didn't grow up with a 2-parent household. Everybody didn't have an alcoholic dad or a drug addict mom. But that was your story, a part of yours. So when you begin to connect all of your dots, let me tell you about a confidence you can walk in when you start talking about your destiny. Yes, your education will get you in the room. Yes, your experience will help keep you in the room. But when you're able to talk about a place or talk about a passion or a purpose or a subject, and you're coming from a different place, that's the difference between empathy and sympathy. You can tell me about it, but if you've been through it, that comes from a totally different place. There's a different passion that comes from that place as well. So you should be able to tell your story from a place of healed and not hurt, so you can help someone else. And in the process of helping someone else, I guarantee you, your purpose will look totally different. We're going to talk about mentors and sponsors. I guarantee you, when you are purposeful and you know your why, you know your piece of the puzzle, when you start looking for a mentor, you're not wasting your time or anyone else's, because I know exactly who I need to connect with. Purpose shows up different when you're focused. Purpose shows up different when you, as we say, stand in your lane. Now, if I wanted to go to school to be a phlebotomist, I probably could, because I think I'm smart enough to pass the test. But let me tell you, that would not be an area where I would operate at my highest potential, because I'm horribly afraid of needles. I am a punk when it comes to needles. You show me a needle, I get flushed. They got to give me water and juice. I can't stand up too fast. So that wouldn't be my area where I would be operating in my very best. So when you look at your dips, when you started connecting your dots, and you say, okay, that's why that happened. There's a passion that's going to take place and a confidence that you'll have when you start operating in your purpose. Everybody say, my dip, my dots, and my destiny. Thank you so much.